us know. Yep, so we can use this as a training tool. So one of the things I wanted to talk a bit about today was launching a new business or helping a new distributor to launch a business. And I was just having a conversation with Paul Capozio yesterday about getting, having people do a launch, making a launch announcement. Paul, I know you did yesterday and you got some good response from that, letting people know, hey, I started something new and I'm going to be looking for my friends and my family to support me. And then letting them ask you what it is, private messaging them saying, because if you were to start something new, a new cupcake shop or a pizza shop or something, you would be asking people whether your friends like cupcakes or not, or were gluten-free, you'd be letting them know that you had a cupcake shop, right? So, you'd want their support. So that's a really good opening for getting out there and getting people to know what you've got, know that you're doing something new, and just saying, hey, I'm looking for your support. Let me send you a link. And the biggest thing I think for me, I try not to say too much. I try not to answer their questions too much because I want to let them know this is simple, that we've got tools. You want to be you don't want to be the preacher, you want to be the usher, and just guiding them to information. And I hear that all the time. Yeah, I hear them all the time on Clubhouse talking about just the best answer to any question that they have is, let me send you a link, or I don't know, let me get you, hang on, let me grab an answer for you, and getting them on a three-way call, which I just did with Kelly this morning. I knew this gentleman that I spoke to this morning was already very interested, but I quickly messaged Kelly and I said, Kelly, I'm calling this guy. He's in New Mexico. He seems really, like a great guy. And she passed on taking a shower for me to take the call. So yeah. So, getting the other thing that we've been talking about this morning is making those new connections and having those new conversations. So any groups that you're in, if you see a post that somebody makes in a group, comment on that post and tell them how you like it. Get into a conversation with them on Messenger, send them a friend request, say, hey, I loved your post in the, I belong to some beach sites and I belong to a group that my dog's a Vizsla half breed. So I'll message people in there and connect with them. And I've made quite a few connections. I'm just always broadening my connections. So I would love to give Paul Capozio a chance to speak because I know he only has a few minutes. And Paul, you had some really great pointers yesterday when we were talking about helping people to launch their business successfully. There you are, Paul. So I'm going to turn
Yes, I am. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right, great. Hi, everybody. Great to see you guys again. It's been a busy Saturday. I love seeing, hi, who's that, Kelly?
Yes, sir.
Hi, sweetheart. I'm sorry. I'm in my daughter's little Audi convertible getting a car wash. So I'm a little cramped. I feel like a clown in the clown car.
You look like it too.
I can't see all the screens. So, all right, guys. So listen, launching the business is critical. I think one of the mistakes we've made, and shame on us as leaders to not really educate you on this. And there's going to be so much great training. I'm going to really, really kind of tell you guys to think hard about Las Vegas because we're working hard on the company is flying out a lot of the leaders out to Utah to talk about how we're going to integrate all our training and we're going to really, really drive that home in Las Vegas. So there's going to be a lot of new stuff in September coming out in Las Vegas, besides some other announcements. So I really want to tell you to start thinking about that. If you need to make arrangements or find a way to get that done, I highly, highly recommend it. So let's talk about launching the business. If you don't think about a launch when you're starting someone new, right? One of the things we're missing is we're not telling them to make an announcement. Make a basic announcement on, hey, I am so excited to start my entrepreneurial journey. Hey, I've just gone into my own business. Now, they're not going to say they're at the gel. They're not going to say, oh my God, let me help you with your hormone health. They're just going to announce that they are in business. And then they're going to, when the comments start rolling in, they're going to start asking for help. Hey guys, whatever you could do to support me, I would greatly appreciate it. You're going to go in and comment for your people, but all they're doing is announcing that they launched a business. If you had a restaurant, you're going to put grand opening banners out there, right? To let people know that you're a new business. So make sure you do an actual proper launch, and the launch time should be 30 days. For the first 30 days of their enrollment with you as a new distributor, they need to be in business launch mode. There needs to be a post every day. Thank you so much for the support. You know, day one could be, I'm so happy to start my entrepreneurial journey. Day two, hey, thank you for the overwhelming support of everyone. I never dreamed it would be this, everyone would be so generous with their support. And every day, something longer and longer to create curiosity, okay? Just to create the curiosity of what's going on. And then have them thank people in the comments, but take any questions about what it is, how to do it, can I do it, all need to be answered in a direct message. Nothing is answered in the link, okay? And if they get something like, oh, what'd you do, join a network marketing company? Tell them to take that post down. No one deserves to take away somebody's happiness. No one deserves to do that. That's just that person's personal issue that they have. So I will tell you, I have no qualms about taking down negativity when people are doing that, okay? And I would still direct message them and say, listen, I know that you put up that post and try to bring me down. I don't know what's going on in your life, but you don't need to try to affect mine. And here's a nice motivational or a personal development video for them. So you never know, because you don't know what's going on in that other person's life. But focus on the first 30 days of launch. Then you can go into some of the social media ninja training that Danielle talks about, which is 4-2-1, 4 posts a week that are generic and happy or fun or meaningful. Then 2 posts that they're wearing a New You Life t-shirt or a hat, and they're talking about something completely different and kind of mentioning a little bit. And then 1 post a week, like I did the other day when I lost my keys. Right? In your face, I hold up the product and I said, I lost my keys. I mean, not my keys, my wallet. Literally, this is a true story. My wallet was in my back pocket. I always keep my wallet in my front pocket. Drove my wife nuts through the house. I was at the office. My wife never even dreamt of checking my back pocket for my wallet. Right? That was a Nurav moment because I didn't take my Nurav that day. I normally take it twice a day. So that's the 4-2-1 will work there. Then, in it to win it. Power Hour, Gel and Tell, Freedom Call. The next thing is to get them to start participating and seeing what's going on. Don't make, as much as I know we all feel that the universe revolves around us individually, there's a whole family of us here that can help support your person. So make sure that they're tapping into all of this great training. Make sure they're utilizing the tools. So that's the second step. So first step is launch your business, announce it. Then get into some of the basics of what to do on social media ninja selling, then getting them into the Gel and Tell, the In It to Win It, the Power Hours, getting them engaged in that to build those habits. Then the last thing I want you to do is teach them the FV3. We don't know what we're going to call it yet, but making friends every single day, building up to getting them to the point where they can do exposures, and then getting them on a 3-way call. That's it, guys. That's the entire business in a nutshell. Launch your business, announce that you're in business, start making friends every single day, do your social media posting, get people into exposure of sending them a video or getting them on a Freedom Call or a Gel and Tell if they're a customer, or even if they're a distributor too, I'm sorry, and then get them on a 3-way call. That's the business, guys. It's no more complicated than that. But if they don't start building their friendships right from day one, within 30 days, they're going to run out of people to talk to. All right, guys. So I'm gonna stand by. I'll be here for a while because I'm going through the car wash. So I'll be here in case you guys need me. I'm just gonna mute out.
Thank you so much, Paul. Yeah, I love that. And you know, broadening your network and making those posts, letting people know you. It takes a little time. It's planting seeds though. And it has had such a huge impact on my business because I've got so many people that are out of the blue reaching out to me that are seeing me on social media. I have added them to the group, and it could be weeks to a couple months later, they'll be reaching out to me and saying, okay, I'm ready to try the gel, or I want to hear more about the business, without my even talking to them. So just putting yourself out there, letting people know you. And the big thing with social media is it allows us to take network marketing from, you're taking strangers, making them into friends. And then if they decide to join you, it's taking those friends and making them family. So that's what I really, really love. And the other thing is really focusing on, when you're sharing it, like Kelly was saying, having that belief, knowing that you have something. There are people out there looking. I can't tell you how many people, you all probably know, I've had a good number of people connect with me through a TikTok video that I did. And it was just a 15-second video on the product. So many people connected with me, and I asked them what their health goals are and what their challenges have been so far. Of the people who answer that question, I would say 50% talk about being unhappy and being depressed and being sad. And there are so many people, I get a little emotional about it, that need help with that right now. And this business and this product has had a huge impact for me on my mental health. I was always trying to be happy, and trying to look at things from a positive approach, but it was a struggle. And I don't know how I would have made it through this past year without this product. So I know if I don't open my mouth and share this with people, I'm leaving people in that stuck situation that I was in. So that's my bad. And it's one of the reasons why I have put myself out there. I'm an introvert. I'm shy. It's really hard. I can't believe I'm doing this, because 2 years ago, I never would have even been on a Zoom. But I had to learn. I had to teach myself to communicate, because if I don't open my mouth, I'm not helping anyone. So is Kelly, are you still on?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I would love to hear more from you on, if you could, on your belief of, what we were talking about on the previous call about the 8-pack, for instance.
Absolutely. So I have a huge belief in the 8-pack. I think that's how you build a business. One bottle at a time will take you forever to get there. And people repeat the actions that you teach them. So if you teach them to come in as an 8-pack and teach them, and I'll tell you how in just a minute, if you teach them to come in as an 8-pack and make it almost like a no-brainer to come in as an 8-pack, that's what they're going to duplicate. So it's really important to have people come in as 8-packs. And the way that I explain it, as I said, well, you want to build this business and you want it to be successful, right? So one of the things, let me back up for a second. When Rick Cruz joined us, he said, I didn't even tell him that there was a 1-pack. And he came in as an 8-pack, and he called me after he was in for a couple of weeks, and he said, hey, there was other options. There was a 1-pack and a 4-pack. Why didn't you tell me about those options? He said, honestly, money's a little tight right now. And I said, because you came into this to make money and to succeed, correct? And he said, yes. And I said, I wanted you to succeed. And if you're trying to build a business one bottle at a time, you'd never get there. And he said, oh, okay, fair enough answer. And so don't be worried that they're going to get in afterwards and they're going to see, oh, well, why didn't he tell me this and that? Because I care about you and I want you to succeed. That's your answer, period. So when I explain to people the importance of coming in an 8-pack, I just simply say, listen, I've failed more times than most people have tried. A few years ago, my husband and I lost $250,000 in a restaurant. I've lost 50 grand in a tanning salon. This is an opportunity where for you can invest $1,000 and have the upside of a seven-figure income. And they go, wow. And it changes their mindset from $1,000 for gel to $1,000 to build a business. Do you see the difference there? So when you explain to them, to invest $1,000 and to have an upside of a seven-figure income, and then you want to explain to them, And the reasons that I believe that you should come in as an 8-pack is that excitement is high. Right now, when I'm talking to you, you're excited about this. If you wait a week for your product to come in, your excitement isn't going to be as high as it was initially, right? You know, we wait and then it comes and you're like, oh yeah, that stuff. But if I can hand you a bottle, if I have inventory on hand and I can say, you know, Susan, you're, you know, let's get you going. She's agreed to come in as at the 8-pack. I can say, Susan, I'm going to bring you one of my bottles so you can get started on this right away. And this isn't going to work with somebody who's in New Mexico or Texas, like Rick Bolts, but it is going to work for a lot of the people that you're going to be talking to. I'm going to give you a bottle. And when your 8-pack comes in, you can give me that bottle back. That way you can get going while your excitement is high. Then what happens by the time that their 8-pack actually has come, because we all hear, well, I want to try it first, you know, and I say, you know, the 6 million people, the 6 million bottles that we've sold, the 20 years that it's been on the market, FDA register, NDC, doesn't matter. People still tell you, I want to try it. So if they want to try it and that excitement is up, by the time that their gel comes in the mail and they've been on it for a week and they've started to sleep better and they've started to have more energy, they're pumped. I mean, they're excited to get going. So then they're now, instead of waiting a couple of weeks of trying it, they're picking up the phone and they're calling people and they're saying, hey, this stuff is awesome. Got to share it with you. Huge upside to a business, you know, possible 7-figure income. I know some people that are doing it. The reality is there. So it's just a different track. You are selling a business for $1,000, and anybody that's an entrepreneur who has opened and lost money in a restaurant or a tanning salon or whatever it is, they've taken those risks. So when you talk to them like that, and it's not you're buying $1,000 worth of gel, but you're buying a business for $1,000. I love the way Johnny LaPresto says it. He said, Kelly and Pat go into a restaurant. There was high risk, low reward. 91% of restaurants fail. Ask Paul Capozio. He had one too. Don't do that. Ever. Okay. So never open a restaurant.
I won't.
Ever.
Right, exactly. Polly knows. Kelly and Patrick and Polly know. But the Johnny LaPresto says, if you have where you can have a low investment and a high upside, you know, you open a restaurant, you've got a high investment with a low return. You can go get your real estate license, and it's going to cost you $3,000 just to get started. And over 50% of real estate agents never sell one house. So you have a less of an investment, but more or less of a return. So here you have a minimal investment, $1,000 to have the upside of a 7-figure income, guys. Think about that. That's what we have.
Kelly, thank you. Yeah, that's so awesome. It's a no-brainer when you look at it that way, for sure. And I think too many of us sell people that one bottle, and we're really, you know, we're not setting them up for success. So I appreciate that.
Can I add to that real quick, Peg?
Yeah.
Just one more thing. If you are selling gel, it's a customer. If you are selling a business, it's a distributor. And any business person isn't going to want to come and try it. If somebody says to me, I had a woman, Michelle Rasta, came on the other day, and she said, well, I want to try it first. And I said, well, then you're not coming in as an 8-pack or as a 4-pack, because she was talking about coming in as on auto ship or a 4-pack. I said, no, then we're not doing that. You're going to come in as a customer. You're going to try it for a couple of months. You're going to pay a little bit more a bottle, but you're going to try it for a couple of months. And then when your belief system is there, then we'll sign you in as an 8-pack, because you can only come in as an 8-pack once. And when you recognize the business opportunity here, you're going to want to come in as an 8-pack. So let's sign you up as a customer, and you can try it like you want to for a couple of months. And then when you see what I see, we can convert you over to an 8-pack. However, the only thing I want you to understand is I am signing in a couple of people this week and they will go underneath you if you come in as the 8-pack now. I said, they won't if you're a customer. However, I want you to make that decision. And she said, screw it, I'll do the 8-pack.
Wow.
That was her exact words. So the classic takeaway, don't be afraid to say to people, don't get so excited that they're going to come in as on one bottle on auto ship or even a 4-pack. Do not get caught up in that excitement of it. Do the classic takeaway. It sounds to me that you are more interested in being a customer than you are a business builder. And that's totally okay. I understand that you want to try it. However, and then I will be putting a couple people in this week, and that volume would go under. And she goes, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, this is a business where we all work together. So the people that I bring in and anybody that they bring in, you will get credit on one side for that volume.
Yeah.
And then I explained a little bit more, and she said, screw it, put me in as an 8-pack. And I said to her, I go, listen, Michelle, if it's worked for 600,000 people and all of a sudden it doesn't work for you, there is a 60-day money back guarantee.
Yeah. I
And
love that.
she went, screw it, put me in as an 8-pack.
Well, you're letting her
Did it-
know. I mean, you're sincerely letting her know what she's passing on.
Exactly. Exactly. And too many of us get caught up. I've done it myself. Oh, I got a new distributor. No, you have a new glorified customer. Know the difference. I mean, it's really important to know the difference, because if it's a business builder, they're going to whip out a credit card for a grant.
Yeah. Kelly or Paul, would either of you like to talk about get to, teach to?
Poly bag of donuts.
Of course, I just took a bite of my burrito. All right. So, all right. So listen, I just want to touch base on that, the mindset really quickly of the 8-pack, because I know there's a few of you that are saying, oh, well, they just force people to spend more money that way. And I don't know if I could do that. Listen, most people need a little nudge in their lives anyway. Most of you on this call, including me, needed a nudge on getting into the business. I came in with an 8-pack. But the thing is, you're starting a business, right? And if you don't have that posture of starting a business, they're not going to see the value in it. They're not going to see the value in having product on hand, right? Now, I'm not saying you should give away any product, but I'm sure most people, right? Now, I'm not saying if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. There's no better opportunity to get in for $200 in the world than what we do. It's just going to be a little bit harder, because if your best friend says, oh, well, I think I'd want to do it. Let me get my bottle right now. Because there are people who are impulse buyers. There are people who just want it in their hand. I will tell you this, I'm building in Asia. In Asia, when they sign up somebody with an 8-pack, they hand them 8 bottles. And then when that 8-pack finally comes in, it goes to the signing distributor, not the person who got it, because they got their product already. It's just how they do it. So it's different cultures. And the more you expose yourselves to those different cultures, you'll understand that our way of thinking is a scarcity mindset way of thinking. Well, let me just spend the 200 and see how it goes. Well, think about if you have 7 bottles sitting at you on your kitchen table staring at you. Is it going to tell you, is it going to get you motivated? It's no different than making sure that you take all the clothes off the treadmill so that you can really see the numbers on it. All right. All right. So let's go into teach to get to. Guys, most of us are not seeing instant activity on people. Now, I signed up, I don't know, about 5 or 6 personals in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. Okay. I'm on a mission to sign up 40 new people personally in my business by June. All right. So now the first thing you're going to do is teach them to launch their business. And let's say, let's go to work right now. Hey, congratulations. Glad you're in the business. Here's my first goal for you. You bought an 8-pack. Wonderful. You just spent $1,000. we're going to get you that $1,000 back in the first 30 days. That's our first mission. Second mission, make sure that that results in at least $140 per month in income for you. So now your auto ship is free. You see how we're solving the problems that if you manage the expectation, because there's other people who are going to say, oh, $140 a month to be in the business, that's expensive, right? No, it's $140 to use a product that gets you excited about this business. Right? It's $140 a month for the product that you got excited about in this business. Hey, you don't want to use the product, but you want to build a business, go out and get yourself 2 customers. It's a business. You need to do something, but we need to hit the people up right away to get their first 2. Okay. That means we need to go back to what I opened with, which is teaching people, making friends, sending videos, and doing 3-way calls right away. Start them the first day. What do we do next? Well, you don't sit back and wait for your pack to come in. Now, if they say to me, well, yeah, but I want to see how it works for me, and then I'll start to go to work. I'm gonna say, well, listen,
Okay,
you don't have a product experience yourself right now, do you? No, of course not. Okay. So do you think there's anyone else in the world? Can somebody mute out, please, who's ever got their line open? So let's say there's maybe one other person in your sphere of influence who would probably have that same risk tolerance. We're not talking about jumping out of an airplane with no parachute here. We're talking about getting involved with a company that you've already decided that you think has potential. Who else do you know that will see the kind of potential that you did and is a little bit of a risk taker that they'll deal with a 60-day money back guarantee? That's it, guys. It's that simple. When somebody tells you, I want to see how the product works for me, say, well, there's no one else that's done that. We've all got into this thing before we knew if we're going to have a product result. We all started that way. You're telling me there's no one in the universe that you could find that has that same mentality? Oh no, my buddy Frank or my buddy Kelly or whatever. You know, I think they're that way. Okay, great. Let's get them on the phone and see. At least you start building momentum. If you don't teach them how to think, they're going to think incorrectly because this business is new to them, right? And in fact, in many cases, business in general is new to them, right? When a restaurant builds a menu, the first menu that they put out is probably not the same menu that they're running 6 months to 8 months in. And I'm not talking about because Brussels sprouts are not available. What I'm talking about is they open up with what they think is going to work and then they make changes. So even that, you have to take the risk up front and say, this is where I'm going to start and I'll make changes as I go on. So I hope that helps a little bit.
That's great. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, and we were talking yesterday about, talking to your friends and your family first, because oftentimes your family is the last people that'll actually do anything with you. But you can get. I mean, for me, that's been the case. But it's easy for me to talk to them. It's easy for me to say, hey, I need you to support me. And my mother has been on this product for 3 years. Absolutely loves it. She would never be a distributor, but she still to this day will tell her friends about it and give me a call and tell me, hey, Louise wants to hear from you. And she's thinking about the business. So, your family can definitely support you in that way. And also going to them and talking to them about it helps you to get that out, to get you down what you want to say and to get more comfortable with talking to people about it. So I just wanted to, if anybody has any questions on, yeah, go ahead. Yes, please.
Something that you can do with your friends and family is say, I'm starting a new business and I really need to work on my scripts and dialogues. Can I practice on you? And because the ones that are going to have full resistance, but they're going to be willing to listen to you, practice on them. And it will pique interest. I've done it. It works.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And the other thing is you can easily say to your friends and your family what your reason for doing this is. you know, and if it's that you want more time with your kids, their grandkids, you know, if you're looking to travel while you're young enough to travel, if you want to retire or help your spouse to retire, it's really easy to say that, and then it's really easy to make that also relatable to the people that you talk to that aren't maybe so close to you, but maybe they have a similar reason why they might want to do it. Or you could, you know, and then go to people and say, you know, the reason I started doing this is I wasn't sleeping well at night, and this has made major changes in my life. You know, this has given me energy, and I get super sleep now. Would you like to take a look at it? So what I wanted to go over too is if anybody has questions on what we do on the Power Hour. So the Power Hours are Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And what we've been doing is, as a group, going over the 5 over 5, we call it. Let me find my list here. So we're doing, and as you start doing this, you might only get to the first 2 of these. So trying to make it a goal each day to get 5 new connections, whether it be on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, whatever your platform is that you're most comfortable, making 5 new connections. And then each day having 5 new conversations with people. So in a private message. Then as you do that, as you have more connections and you're having conversations, you can have 5 new exposures. So exposures can be an invite to a gel and tell. They can be an invite to the testimonial group. They can be sending them a get on the gel video, to an invite to a new live on Thursday or on Tuesday night. So everybody should have that list of all those things that you can invite people to. For me, my biggest tool right now is connecting with people. If they're interested in the gel, I'm putting them into the testimonial page. I'm going in there once I see that they've accepted the invite. And I ask them to accept the invite. I tell them I'm going to be, I'd like to tag them in a few posts that will help them start learning about the gel. And so I go in and I tag them in 3 posts. I go back to the messenger and I say, I tagged you in 3 posts, or tagged you in a few posts. What questions can I answer for you? So I'm assuming that they have questions. I'm not asking them if they have questions. I'm saying, what questions can I answer for you? Got that from Jessie Lee Ward. And then, so that leaves me a kind of a breadcrumb trail in Messenger where I'm at with that person. Because if I don't leave that message there, I don't know, did they accept the invite? Did I tag them in posts? I don't want to go back and tag them in the same posts, right? So that's my exposures right now. Then once they ask questions, then I send them, I say, hey, here's a great video and a product information PDF. Then when they have more questions, then it's time for a 3-way call. So then I say, hey, when do you have time to hop on a quick phone call? When I get them on the call, or when I know I'm going to be making that call, I will message someone in my upline, in my support line, and say, I'm getting on a call with this person. Do you have time for a quick 3-way call? Did that this morning, and it worked great. We had a great conversation, great guy. So then you want to do 5 follow-ups a day. So that's following up with someone who you know has seen some sort of tool. And then you want to, at some point after you go through this, you're going to get to a point where you can have 5 decisions a day. So 5 decisions can be someone who wants to, it can be someone who wants to enroll as a customer, someone who wants to enroll as a distributor, or someone who says, this is not for me, we're done. You know, so those are great. You know, if you can do that, your business will grow exponentially. And it's making those connections at first, making posts on social media, as Paul was saying, putting yourself out there so that people feel like they know you, because people do business with people they know, like, and trust. So this is something that I really focused on in the last several months, and it's just really exploding for me, and how many people are reaching out to me and asking me for more information. So I want to open it up to questions. Does anybody have questions on social media? Anything? Nobody? All right.
This is
Well,
Diane. I just put a question in the post real quick. After they've been on the gel and tell and get a sample sent to them, what kind of, I mean, I'm assuming then they're in the follow-up situation. What kind of follow-up can you do with them while they're waiting for the sample? And, or do you need to wait for the sample to get there?
I
So they've
don't
been
know.
on a gel and tell.
Yeah, I don't know if you need to wait for the sample. I always let them know that the sample is going to let them know how it feels, smells, looks, how it applies. They won't, I don't want them to expect to get any results from it. But it's really just, I think particularly for me, I like to send it to someone who's thinking about being a distributor, because it just gives them an idea of what it is, and it gives them an idea of what we have, that we can send a sample from our app. That's really cool. And then I would follow up with them, and I always send the application video too, so they know how it goes on, where it goes on. And then I would follow up with them afterwards and just, ask them what they would like the next steps to be. Kelly, do you have some input on that?
Sorry about that. Yeah, so I definitely have input on that. The samples are, 1 out of 1,000 people are going to take one sample and have it changed. So that is your opportunity. Your sample has been shipped. I want to send you a couple of videos, and the less that you do, the more that they're going to see that this business is really just get somebody else on the phone, watch a couple videos. Boy, I can do this. If you're trying to be educated on the gel and have all these answers, you're going to fall flat on your face. You want to utilize the tools. And while they're waiting for that gel sample, we've got tons of videos. We've got Thomas DeLauer. We've got Dr. Lita Harris if you're talking to a woman. We've got Dr. Gershon if you're talking to a man. You want to send them these tools, so by the time they get the gel, they get that sample, they're like, oh, well, I was already mentally prepared that it wasn't going to work the first night, and this is something I really want to try. So you want to utilize the tools that corporate has given us and, continue to educate them. And with the tools, if you send it through the app, you can see, hey, I sent them 3 videos. They haven't watched anything. Stop sending them stuff, stop sending them stuff. Send them a little message, go on their Facebook and like their dog, like their kid, like their, and keep that, be first and foremost in front of them. If you've sent a few videos and they're not opening anything, you've lost that connection. So you need to now go back on and like some of their stuff and, have a conversation about, my girlfriend has a dachshund, I heard they have back problems. How's your little guy? Whatever it is, you want to keep the communication going. Don't have commission breath and don't be throwing up on people.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Kelly. I do that when I'm not getting something back with someone. I just go back to that. Let's just have some conversations about what's going on in their life, and just keeping that door open. And another thing I just heard recently, and I love this, when someone says, no, it's not for me, that's not the end of the conversation. If they have expressed to you that they have a problem, try and help them. Say, hey, that's fine, I get it. Have you tried this? If there's some other way that that they can solve their problem for free, and maybe if it's not our stuff, that really offering them another solution really just lets them know that you're there for them, and it's just building that bridge. And they may.
Okay, I have to interject you here.
Yeah.
That is huge. I just had somebody that was talking about their high blood pressure, could not afford the product, couldn't, scarcity mindset. I know at this point, I'm not going to get anywhere with them. I said, there is a cinnamon that you can buy over the counter, and it helps with blood pressure. If you consistently take, and it's a certain kind of cinnamon, I forgot the name of it. I said, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to get that information over to you, because it's something homeopathically that you can, it may help you with lowering your blood pressure. And the appreciation, oh my God, now I'm in the trust zone. I'm in the friend zone. I'm helping them with not looking for anything in return. So what Peg just said, hang on what she just said. It's so important.
Yeah. Thank you, Kelly. I totally agree. Even if there are things that, if people are looking for more rest, you can send them an article on, if they're not getting good sleep, send them an article on 5 things that you need to do to get a better night's sleep, to set up your sleep patterns. Help, be a friend, be a help. Don't, like Kelly said, don't have commission breath. Don't be like, oh, well, you got to buy my stuff. Be someone, let them know you as someone who helps people. So that is huge. And I think at every part of this, if what we are doing, we come from a place of helping people, not of you got to buy my stuff. If you are coming from love and you want to help, whether it be with, whether that someone needs help with their finances, or as I started off this, talking about people hurting with mental illness or just mental, just struggles, emotional struggles. There are so many people that are struggling with that right now. And this has helped me. I'm really driving that home because it's really hitting home for me, having so many people message me about being sad and about being depressed right now. And I know that is one of the first things that I got. And I know that so many of you got from this product, that I just have such a sense of well-being that I never had in my life. I wish I had this when I was a parent of kids. My kids are adult, and the bigger the kid, the bigger the worries, right? So, but I wish I had this I wish I had it for just having more patience. I have so much more patience. And as I said on a Gel and Tell the other day, for my husband and I to both be on this, it has really made a difference in our relationship, because there are things that would normally not only rock our boat, but would be a rub for days, that we, both of us right now, sometimes he'll let something go, or I will. And I'm just like, I'm kind of shocked. Like, wow, we just got right over that. but it's a really good thing for relationships. So we just have something that people are looking for. And, if we don't share it, then that's on us. And if I know if I don't share it because I'm afraid to share it with someone, I'm letting my ego get in the way of helping someone. So unless anyone has any questions, we can close it on that. We have a call at noon. Kelly, do you know who's doing the call today, by any chance?
Jay Forston.
Oh,
and he's awesome.
Oh yeah, awesome. Yeah, he is. He is great. So I put that number in the chat, so everyone make sure you get on there. If for some reason you can't, one thing I like is that everything we do is on replay. I love to be on as much as I can live. I remember when I first came into this business, I heard Danielle Vazzaro say, I never miss a call. If I miss it, if I'm not on live, I listen to the replay within 24 hours. And I was like, okay, that's my mode of operation. And I do, I get on every call because I get so much. And sometimes you'll hear something for the 13th time and it'll just click because you were out there doing activity and talking with someone. And it's just like, oh, wait, now I get that now. So getting on those calls is so important, but I do like that they are on replay. The only thing that's not on replay is our Gel and Tells, because sometimes people are, we've got live testimonials on there. You can have a loose cannon that says something that we can't, that's maybe not in compliance. So yeah, definitely get on all the calls, and everybody, if you can, put it in your schedule, put it on your calendar. We've got Vegas coming up September 9th, 10th, and 11th, and I can't wait. Super excited. I've already been scrolling. I've already been Googling Mandalay Bay. Go ahead, Cal.
Peg, I also want to add that it's really important that you have an accountability partner. I have my number 34 in the Clifton Strengths, and mind you, 34 was the lowest that you can get. My number 34 was consistency. And so it's something I've struggled with my whole life. So when I'm in great shape, it's because I have a coach. When I am, doing really well in my business, it's because I have a coach or an accountability partner. It's really, really important that you have somebody that you're reporting to once a week, because I know Friday morning at 10 a.m., I have to answer to Peter Passetto. So by Wednesday afternoon, if I haven't done the things that I said I was going to do, I'm scared. I'm like, all of a sudden I become a work animal, So it's important that you have those people and that they have you to hang over your head to keep yourself accountable and keep yourself in check. So if you don't have an accountability partner, get one. And in It to Win It, it's a Facebook group. If you're not on there, go and look for In It to Win It, or send me, it's Kelly Duncan Smith, send me a friend request and I'll make sure that you get in It to Win It. And I'm always putting up there, Paul is looking for an accountability partner. And people will jump in and they'll tag you, and it's the best with an accountability partner that you have a stranger, no Thelma and Louise, because your best friend is going to let you off the hook. You want somebody that you're kind of nervous that you have to answer to. And if the kids were up all night screaming and this and that, Thelma's going to care. Paul's not. So just wanted to add that. It's really important in this business, or any business, to have a coach or an accountability partner.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, everybody, if you want to unmute and say goodbye, and thank you so much, Kelly and Paul, for hopping on. And I will turn this into a YouTube and post it in It to Win It as soon as I do that. It takes a little bit.
Thanks, Peg. Bye.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Have a
Thanks,
great
Peg.
day.
Bye,
Paul,
guys.
Kelly.
Thank you.
Good
Wish you
weekend,
all-
everybody.
Thank
Have
you.
a great weekend.
Get you on the call.
Bye.